If you'd like to see how to create this cool zombie look in the run up to Halloween, stay tuned and remember to hit subscribe. Welcome back to the Face Painting Shop channel, where we provide you with face painting tips, tricks and tutorials.
Alright, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is block off your eyebrows. You can do this any way you like. We are applying prosthetics to the eyebrow area, and the last thing you want is to rip out your eyebrow hairs in the removal process. Before I do anything, I'm going to be adding on a nice even base using my airbrush and some Pro Air in the zombie colours. Don't worry if you don't have an airbrush or these colours. You can either invest in those things or you can just use equivalent colours in whatever you do have. In this video I'll be using prosthetics I made with my zombie hurt box. If you missed the video showing you how to do that, make sure you go and check it out. Here I'm just applying More Life Aquafix glue to the prosthetics and to the area of my face where I'm going to be applying them. Then I'm waiting for the glue to go tacky and dry clear. And you really don't want to forget to put the glue on the face as well if you want your prosthetics to stay on there for a long time. I'm just getting my eyepieces into a good position to create the base for the sunken in effect. And I'm doing exactly the same thing with the nose piece, making sure to line it up roughly with those eyepieces. Make sure you pat it all down properly so it's nice and secure. Finally, I'm applying the mouthpiece for the full-on zombie look. I love the fact that you can adjust the level of extreme by choosing how many pieces to add on. Zombie pick and mix, anybody?
Gotta say, I'm looking bonny so far.
Next, I'm applying a bit of setting powder to cover up any leftover glue residue. Now, possibly the most important part, I'm taking a beauty swab with some witch hazel and I'm going around all of my edges to blend in the gelatin to my skin. You really want a nice seamless look to get the best effect, but don't worry if you still have lumps and bumps because it all adds to the effect of a really gross zombie. It's really worth taking your time on this step so you can get it looking as realistic as possible. If you're having trouble, try applying different pressure to the beauty swabs. Try rolling with the round edge and pressing with the flat edge. And that's phase 1 complete. Time to go back in with The Walking Dead and a little touch of Rotted Flesh for the base colours. If you didn't know, you don't need an airbrush for these colours as you can apply them with a brush and a sponge. If you want a water activated equivalent, go for a pale grey colour and a sickly yellow and just stipple those on. I'm going in with Warm Flesh, which is a bit of a darker colour, just to give a bit more depth. And remember that we're still on the base for this, so you really don't have to be too precise as we're going to go in with more textures later in the video. And here's a little tip: if you pucker up your lips and do frown lines while applying face paint, you'll get those natural sunken in lines. I love zombie skin! Look, I know I'm showing a lot of products in this video, but I really just wanted to try and pack as much in as possible. You can totally get away with just using zombie skin for a bit of a less dramatic look. So have a go, have a play around with what you have, and you'll be amazed at what you can create with very limited products. So here I'm just using a beauty swab again to apply zombie skin wherever I want any open wounds, and I particularly wanted it around the top of the mouth wound just to give it that effect of having ripped skin. You do have to let the zombie skin dry clear and thin out the edges for the best effect. And then when it is dry, you just want to gently pull out the edges until you're happy with the final result. And I'm just taking some of the shine off with a bit more setting powder. Next, I am going to be using some of my Dashboard alcohol activated palettes. I'm going to be using the Autopsy palette and the Ultimate Effects palette. Again, don't worry if you don't have these products. I'm more than happy to suggest alternatives that you can use, but generally just try and stick with similar colours. I'm going in with the colours Bloodstain and Bruise Tone to fill in the mouth area. A good alternative to use would be Superstar Old Red. Next I'm using a cheap latex makeup sponge with the colour Purple Rain. A good alternative to use would be Global Colours Purple. And I'm just using this to fill in the areas I want to be darkened, such as the eye sockets. I'm using a bright blue colour to add some veins, and then I'm going back in with the Bruise Tone and Bloodstain to fill in some of the wounds, before switching back to the purple colour and the stippling motion over the eyes again. I don't know if you noticed this earlier, but I have pulled out pieces of my latex sponges so that they're wholly on the edge, just to give it that extra texture when I'm stippling on the colours. Speaking of which, I'm going back in with the colour Walking Dead and a lovely sickly yellow colour, and just adding this all over the face for that excellent textured zombie look. And then I'm using a bloody wound filler just to pack out some of the wounds, make them a bit more 3D and gross. Just splash this on everywhere, it looks amazing in the flesh. I really want to darken my eye a bit more, so I'm going in lightly with a black colour, and I'm also applying this to any areas I want to appear more sunken in. And you can keep layering up your stippling with different colours, from the Walking Dead to the dark black and the purple, just to give that extra dimension to your overall look. And this is what's really going to make your design pop. It's adding in some shading with just some dark grey or black eyeshadow and a firm filbert style brush, and just add this to anywhere that is more sunken in to give it a bit more definition, sort of between the eyebrows to make it look more frowny, and in the eye sockets, and bring that over to make certain areas of the face pop where you want them to, such as the cheekbone. And it really just gives that final touch to your zombie creation. And now I don't know any zombies who have the time to go to the hairdresser, so make sure you back tat your hair if you've got long hair to back tat. Add some red eyeliner to the waterline to make your eyes look sore and creepy. And the final step is to go and scare the living daylights out of everyone you know and love. Make sure you tag us in your attempts, guys. We love to see your work, and we hope you have fun with this one. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video.